Merry Christmas 2021. So I've been meaning to do another video on this car for a while, so here we are. But first I thought I'd show you some cool pictures. So there she is back in the day when it was new, after my dad just bought it. And then there's me as a little tiny dude. And then 17 years later, I think, it's on the same driveway back home again after I bought it back. And there's me, grown up a little bit since then. But that's pretty cool. And then I've also got the original, all the original books and paperwork and everything that came with it. So service book, technical specification, warranty stuff, the owner's book. And then in here is my dad's signature from when he bought it, 1st of August 91. So that's really cool. Audi on call. Wonder if that still works. And I've also got an original brochure as well, which is really cool. I mean, it's, you know, like a 30-year-old car now, but back in the day, you can tell it was, you know, really advanced car, and they put a lot of work into it. So it's fun to read this, you know, pretending it's a new car. To be honest, after reading this, it'd make you want to buy one, even now. Still looks cool. Those lovely wheels. But yeah, so let's take it for a spin. Right then, here she is. So, what have we done since the last video? Most major job was new wings. On the last video I mentioned that the arches were going a bit rusty, so I had them repaired. Well, the rust came back, and when we took the wings off, you could see why, because all behind here and where it joins on to the, you know, the rest of the body, it was just brown and rotten and horrible. So now it's got two new ones on, just eBay aftermarket wings. Those were the only ones that I could get. Took a bit of trial and error getting them to fit properly, but the body shop that did it did a really nice job. You know, getting the shut lines right and everything. And then they did a really nice job on the paints as well, blending it down the side. So, to be honest, unless you work at a body shop, you can't really tell that they're non-original wings. And then I detailed the whole car after that as well. So now the paintwork is really, really nice. I mean, it's always been really nice, but, you know, it does look good. It's not absolutely concourse. I mean, if you look really close, there are some imperfections here and there, some kind of scratches and things, and, you know, little stone chips and things like that, but I like it that way. It's kind of, you know, a little bit of patina, which is good. When I bought the car back, my dad was like, oh yeah, I remember that scratch, I remember doing that, you know, things like that. So if you were to respray the whole thing, you know, and get rid of all of that, it wouldn't be the same anymore. So I'm happy with it, the way it is. But yeah, and then what else have we done? Most of the work's been under the hood. So, I guess the most major job was a new cam chain at the front here. You know, I think they're meant to be replaced every 100,000 miles, and I didn't think it'd ever been done in this, so it was worth doing. They go all loose, and the you know, go all rattly, and then it throws the cam timing out a bit. And because the distributor on the back's driven by the intake cam, it throws the ignition timing out a bit. So that's been done. At the same time, made sense to fit new valve lifters as well. Cams are in good order, so you know, top end's really nice and happy now. Nice and quiet and nice and smooth. And what else have we done? Power steering cooler. It's like a corrugated pipe that runs in front of the rad here. That developed a leak, so that's been replaced. And since doing that, actually, the steering's a lot lighter. I always thought it was a bit heavy in this car, so I guess it was losing pressure through there. So that's all good. And then what else have we done? New track rod ends. They were rusty and seized, and the tracking was out, so it was scrubbing off the tyres. So 2 new tyres and 2 new track rods later. It tracks nice and straight now. What else? Oh yeah, in the last video I mentioned it had a bit of a cold start problem where it wouldn't idle properly. Well, I spent ages trying to hunt that down. I thought, is it, you know, the idle control valve? Is it the throttle body? You know, vacuum lines? In the end, after getting all the top end work done, that problem disappeared. It starts up fine now. So I'm guessing it was just the intake manifold gasket that was leaking a bit, and that was enough to throw it all out. But now it's all good. So let's start it up. Turn the wipers off. Easy as that. Good oil pressure. Oh, and it's had a new fuel pump as well. So that's nice and quiet now. Even though it's outside the tank, you can't really hear it, so that's good. So we've got 164,000 miles, nearly 165. Barely driven it, to be honest, over the last 2 years, but I guess, you know, we've all been like that. Hardly anyone's been driving, so it doesn't really matter, but it feels really good now. So hopefully this year, if the weather's good, then I'll be driving it a lot more. Bearing in mind it's cold, it's pretty quiet. Another thing I did, I changed the front springs. When I bought the car, it had been lowered on the standard shocks, but it was a bit too low for me, and the shocks weren't very good. I think they were the original ones, so I put some higher springs on it and put Bilstein B4 shocks on, but it always sat a bit high at the front. It seems to be a thing with these cars. I think the only way to get them to sit perfectly level is with coilovers, but I changed the front springs to some slightly lower ones, just so it sits a bit more level now. And it actually rides better with lower springs, which is weird. It sits nicer. Too loud. Sounds good though. Sounds really good. Anyway, let's go for a drive. this sounds. off here. So I'll follow the truck for a bit. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll try and do some proper driving videos next year when the weather's nice. Do some drive-by shots and things like that. You know, the weather's a bit crap here at the moment, so I don't really like to drive it when it's raining, especially when it's all salty and everything. So it will probably be sitting here now for a few weeks, but that's fine.